Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube. And today we're doing another speed build. As fate would have it, I am once again sick. As of right now, it is just a cold, and actually for the most part, it's really more of a runny nose. And like the drainage I'm getting from that is what's causing me to sound a little scratchy. I honestly, as of yet, knock on wood, I have yet to develop like much of a cough or like a sinus infection, though those normally are very quick to follow. So I do apologize. But anyways, we were building a house. So this house is called Navy Noble. I don't like how the outside of this house looks at all. I think it looks really stupid. So I was like taking the screenshots at the end. I'm like, this house looks so stupid from the outside. Like, and that's just, I mean, that's just me being hard on myself. But like, I don't know. I feel like it is very, I don't want this to like offend somebody. Honestly, it just kind of reminds me, at least the outside of it looks like something I would have built like a couple years ago, back when I didn't build, and it looks very noob-ish. I don't know. I don't like it. And I don't mean to offend somebody. Like, if someone's like, oh my gosh, like, I just built a house that looks just like this, and I'm so proud of it, and like, here I am saying it looks bad. But I guess just for, and maybe I haven't built anything for a while. My nose is running. Here I go with the ums again. I always do that whenever I'm ranting or talking. But I haven't built for a couple weeks. Or for a couple months. I haven't had any inspiration to build. I like plan out I plan out like months in advance on like stuff that's supposed to go up on certain, like at certain times on certain dates. And I normally, like, speed builds are normally a thing that I schedule. And at one point I was having speed build go up like once a week, and I just lost all motivation. I stopped building just to build, and I was building so much for my FIG challenge, which I'm fine with. Like, I like having a directive when it comes to building. Like, sometimes I don't like to like build. I don't always enjoy building just for the sake of building. Like, a lot of the times I want a reason behind what I'm building. So like, I enjoy that. Like with FIG, I'm like, okay, I know that this sim is gonna have this many kids, so I need this many bedrooms, and I know what this sim likes to do, so I have things that I know I can put in the house. And when I don't have those, not instructions, but when I don't have these specifics, it can be a little difficult knowing what to put into the house, and then I feel like all my houses start to look the same. But I quite like how the inside of this house looks. It kind of, like, the kitchen is like, it does not follow one style, I will tell you that, but I don't think any of my houses ever follow a single style. After doing the outside of the house made me want to say, okay, this is going to be like traditional. But then I started doing the kitchen. I'm like, this kitchen is very modern. Maybe I should have it, you know, almost like a renovated kind of thing. Like, on the outside, it looks more traditional, but like you come inside and it's like a lot more modern. But like the kitchen's modern, but then I didn't really follow through with that. Like, I tried to like make the living room look modern. I don't think I accomplished that. But I don't know. I used the house has a very blue color to it, and like a very like dark, it's a darker blue. It's actually, I think it's a very pretty color that I used, and I actually took that color and I put it in the house. So the office, the living room, and the master bedroom are all this like really pretty dark blue color, and the floors are a dark brown. And I typically shy away from doing dark rooms and dark floors because they normally make the house look really small. Darker colors make a room look a lot smaller, where lighter colors make a room appear bigger. And I think I actually used the darker colors to my advantage. The living room is actually probably my favorite room in this house. And when I first started on it, I was extremely intimidated because it's such a large room. I shouldn't have made it that big. But it is such a large space, and so I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of this space. And so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna use that darker color, that darker blue color in here, paired with the dark wood floors, I'm like, oh my gosh, that just shrunk down the room so much. At least that's how it looks. And it didn't look as intimidating anymore. So, yeah. This house has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a laundry room, an office, and a nursery. The laundry room has a bathtub in it, and that is in there to give pets baths, because I put some cat stuff down. I actually included the litter box. There's a pet bowl and a cat tree. I am amazing. I remembered. I have yet to think of anything that I forgot to put in this house, which has not happened for a while. I normally, like, towards the end, I get very antsy, and I'm just, like, ready to be done with the house, and then I realized afterwards, oh crap, I forgot to put lights somewhere, or I didn't go around and put, like, the finishing little, like, miscellaneous decor items, or I didn't put the car parks, or I forgot, you know, a litter box, or I didn't move the mailbox, or, like, it's just, like, little things like that there at the end that I just forget to do. But yeah, so things have been, like, going on these last couple months, and it's one of those things I'm like, oh my gosh, like, when something happens, I'm like, this would be something I could, you know, rant about or talk about during a speed build, and then I forget what those things are, so when it comes time to do the voiceover for a speed build, I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. And even as I, like, think that to myself, I'm like, no, but I know there's things to talk about, because I remember specifically thinking I should talk about this on a speed build. I just don't remember what I told myself to talk about. So I'm going to complain about my laptop. I have been using the last couple years, my parents got me an HP Chromebook a couple years ago, because a lot of my schoolwork was, like, all of my teachers were really transitioning from paper and pencil into technology. And before that, I had just been using an iPad. And, like, I really like my iPad, but it was just one of those things, like, I couldn't open certain documents. I couldn't edit documents. I couldn't do anything with the iPad. So I had basically complained to my parents about this. I'm like, this is getting really frustrating. And they ended up purchasing a Chromebook for me. And I don't mean to come across as ungrateful, because the Chromebook, like, was a lot more useful than the iPad. However, my parents didn't tell me it was a Chromebook. They just told me that it was, like, it was a laptop. So I was expecting, and this makes me sound so entitled, and I'm not meaning to come across as entitled, but, like, I was expecting a laptop, because I have had issues with, like, Chromebooks before, because that's what my school uses as, like, the laptop, like, as the technology that, like, students can use. They use Chromebooks, and I always had issues with Chromebooks. I believe that Chromebooks are glorified iPads. If you asked me to, I could go on and on about how much I actually do not like Chromebooks. They're trying to be laptops so bad without actually being laptops. And over the last couple months, my Chromebook has stopped opening files. Like, at first, it wouldn't open Word documents. And I was like, okay, I get it. You know, it's a Google thing, and Google doesn't always mesh well with Microsoft. Like, I get it. But, like, so the Microsoft application wouldn't work, and it was opening the Microsoft file, like the Word files, in Office 365, which was extremely glitchy and an absolute pain to use. But it was still opening them. So then I was like, okay, you know, it is what it is. Then it stops opening the files at all. It won't open them in Word anymore. And then it was opening them in Google Docs. And being a Google software, like, it was loving Google Docs until it stopped using Google Docs. And then I couldn't open these files at all. So I couldn't open any kind of Word file. And I had to start asking for, like, the teacher to send me them a specific way so that I could get it to open in Docs and, like, convert the file. And it was a whole mess. But it was still opening PDF files. And then, as my luck would have it, like, a week later, it stops opening PDF files. Like, if you download any kind of file on this laptop now, and you click on it to open it, it will not do anything. It does nothing. And it had become, like, the bane of my existence, okay? I loathed going to class. Just, like, I would try and go on like my student portal before going to like my class, like hoping that I had like printed everything out the night before that was online so that I would have it no matter what. Then I would get to class and the teacher's like, I'm going to put this thing on the portal. And I'm like, I cannot open that. I don't know what you want me to do. And it was just, oh my gosh, so aggravating, so frustrating. So for the last, I don't know how long. I mean, maybe we'll say last 6 months. I have been putting money aside specifically for an actual laptop, like a PC laptop, not a Chromebook, a laptop. And when my Chromebook stopped opening PDF files, I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore. So I'd saved maybe $600 or so for this laptop. And I'm like, I can afford, the rest. Like, I have enough in my savings that I can, like, cover the price of the laptop. I'm like, and I'm going to get what I want. I wanted a 2-in-1 because I'm not that great at digital art. I was, at least at one point, I was trying to draw my own thumbnails for my gaming channel, and I have since abandoned doing that because they always looked awful. But I don't think I'm that bad when it comes to like pad and pencil or like painting. I cannot do digital art for the life of me. But my hope was that like if I could get a 2-in-1 laptop that I could use like Adobe Illustrator to really like work on my improve digital art. 'Cause I don't like Procreate only works on like certain iPads, and I don't have the proper iPad for Adobe or not Adobe, but just like Procreate, which is like this like hot, like top-notch illustrating app. My iPad does not work with Procreate. So I was really hoping, I'm going to get this 2-in-1. It's going to have the touch screen, and I got it in blue just because I could. And it's got the number pad, and it's an actual laptop. Like it's got I don't like Windows 11, but it like at least has Windows on it. And like I was so excited, and I ordered it at the beginning of October, and it was supposed to come it was supposed to ship on October. I guess it was more towards the end of September that I ordered it. And because I was actually having it custom built to be everything that I want, like that I specifically wanted. One, I was getting this, like, I bought this laptop while I was on, like, they were having a sale on it's an HP, on the HP website. And so, like, this laptop is normally, like, $1,500. I was getting it for, like $750 or so. And so, I was so excited, and the promise on the website was, like, you click buy, we build, we ship. Well, I clicked buy. They started to build. They did not ship. So that was the first red flag I ran into. The laptop was supposed to be delivered between this October 7th and October 9th. It did not come until October 23rd. And then when it got here, I was having problems with the battery. I'm still having problems with the battery. Correction, the problems with the battery have not stopped. But at first I was like, okay, it's just because, it's got to do all the initial software downloads, and it's got to do like all the updates and make sure that everything's running properly. So at first I was like, no biggie. Well, it was maybe a week after having the laptop. Everything has been updated. Everything has been installed. There's nothing left, initial setup wise that still needs to be done. I have completed everything. And the battery is dying within like 3 hours. And it's supposed to last about 8.5 to 9 hours. Also, it is not a 2-in-1. I could have sworn I clicked on this thing to be a 2-in-1. It is not. It has the touchscreen, but it does not have the 2-in-1, which also made me very disappointed because I'm like, I could have sworn I paid extra for the 2-in-1, but when I look back at the order, it says I only paid extra for the touchscreen. I'm like, great. So I was a little disappointed with that, but the battery was my main issue, was that it died so quickly, like aggravatingly fast. There are like some days I can't even get all the way through school without the laptop either dying or coming close to dying. And I had it unplugged, at the beginning of the day, and I have all of like the battery save features set up, so it turns, like, the screen shuts off after so long, and then it goes to sleep after so long, and when battery saver should turn on. All this stuff I've already messed with. So I get on HP's website and see, like, my family has always preferred HP. We've had a lot of good luck with HP over the years. My dad has had an HP laptop for as long as I can remember. My old computer, rest in peace. Actually, it's sitting out. This is actually sitting out in the loft at my house. It's just chilling. It's an HP, and I think back in the day when that computer was new, I'm sure it worked beautifully. It's just old, so that's why I think that's where my issues came from. Everything was outdated and old. But we've never had issues with HP before. Well, I mean, there's the Chromebook, but I don't know if how much of that was HP's fault and how much of that was Google. But anyways, HP's website is an atrocity. Okay, I cannot for the life of, and it's even more frustrating than the battery. I just go in circles trying to figure out where to get a hold of somebody other than calling them, because it never fails that when I have the time to like reach out to HP, their business hours are over and I have to wait till the next day, and I'm in school during their business hours, and then I have stuff going on after school, and I can't sit on the phone with somebody and call them with the computer plugged into the power when their operating hours are. And so it is like, and then it's just, you just go in circles on the website. The website is probably one of the most aggravating things I have ever had to deal with. Okay, I hate the HP support website with a fiery passion, if you cannot tell. I don't know, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So last Friday, I was able to, I don't know where I found this. Okay, I don't know how I managed this. But one morning, I was like up early for whatever reason, and I was messing around with the computer. I'm like, now would be a good time to try and call HP. And somehow I found a way to start a case to like basically submit my problem and have someone email me and call me back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I want. This is perfect. I want to be able to email them. I want to be able to reach out to them before I have to sit through a phone call and like have my message go to, voicemail, or sit on the line for forever if they're busy. I'm like, I don't have time to sit on the line for forever. I have to leave soon. So I'm like, this is perfect. I have no idea how I got to that website. I cannot find it. I cannot find a way to get back to that. So, yesterday, I didn't end up using the laptop at all, yesterday morning. I forgot it here at home. I didn't have it with me. So I unplugged the laptop last night to work on homework at about 7. It's at full charge. And I was going to do some late night babysitting. Like, I babysat until about midnight last night. And so I babysat from 9 to midnight last night. So I did my homework from about 7 to 8:30 here at my house. And when I left, the laptop was already at 73%. And I had only been on it for an hour and a half. And I had only had my web browser open and Microsoft Word. And Spotify was open, but Spotify wasn't playing anything. I had it playing through my phone, so I don't know because it saw that, hey, like, you're listening to music, despite the fact that the laptop wasn't playing it. I don't know if that had any, I don't know. So then I get to the place where I'm babysitting. The kids are in bed. I'm just there so the parents can like go out, and drink with their friends or something. For a couple hours. So I set up shop at their dining room table, and I'm starting to work on homework, and they get back at about 11:45. And so I'm there from 9 to 11:45. And in the time that I'm there, my laptop goes from 70 to dead. It dies on me around 11. It didn't even make it to 11:45. It died on me at about 11. So I was there for 2 hours and it died. Went from 70 to 0. And I was in some kind of like online chat. Since again, their hours of operation were closed. I was in some kind of chat and I was like, hey, this is what I've already done. This is my issue. I'm so frustrated. I thought I had gotten everything worked out. Because, give me a second. When I had initially sent in my case, someone did call me back. And of course, they always called back when I could only talk for like maybe 10 minutes. And the laptop had to be plugged in when they were talking to me because this guy was trying to troubleshoot and like see if it was a software problem. So we ended up like recalibrating the battery, which involved killing the battery, like having it drain all the way. It drained. This guy's like, it should take it like 3 hours to drain. It drained in with a charge of like 92%. It drained in 20 minutes. And then he's like, when it's completely dead, plug it in. Wait till the little light on the side turns white, which means that it's fully charged, before unplugging it and turning it on. Let me know how that goes. So I do that. The next day, I'm working on schoolwork. And I was on the laptop from about 9 to 12. And in that time, it had dropped maybe 20%. But I was like, that is so much better than what it had been doing. So I'm like, oh, problem must be fixed. So this guy, like, he told me, he's like, I'm going to call in tomorrow. I'm going to check on you and see what it's doing. So I was like, okay, sounds good. He calls. I missed the call, so I call back. I'm like, hey, so this is what's going on. It seems to be doing so much better. He's like, oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. My supervisor is going to call you. So this was a Friday that he we thought we figured this out. He's like, my supervisor is going to call you on Monday and check in. And I did not really do much on the laptop last weekend. I was hardly home last weekend, so I wasn't really on it. So I didn't really, see any difference. And so when the supervisor called in on Monday, he was like, how's everything going? I'm like, it seems okay. I haven't really been on it. I don't really know. He's like, okay, that's great. I'm going to go ahead, close your case. Ask me some questions about the guy that helped me, all that stuff. I was like, okay, problem solved. I don't have to send the laptop back. Like, it's all... Nope, I don't have that luck. As I told you yesterday, it's gotten worse. I cannot find where I can get a hold of like the case. It does not give me an email to, email online. If I try to do like their whole like online support thing where it asks like, what's your problem? Like select one of these. And I select battery, and then it's literally takes me in circles. It's like, please select the device. I selected the device. What's the problem? Battery. Select the device. Here's the device. Like, what's the problem? Battery. And then every once in a while it'll throw in, find a local HP store. I'm like, I don't want to find a local HP store because I know that the closest one is like 2.5, 3 hours away. And I don't have the time to drive 2.5, 3 hours away. I need it fixed, as soon as possible. Plus, I want to talk to somebody before I'm taking the laptop somewhere. So, and then it's back to select your device. What's the problem? Select the device. What's the problem? Like, it's so frustrating. It is so aggravating. And this computer was supposed to be helpful. It has proven to be more of a pain in my butt than anything else, okay? I almost don't want to use it just because I'm like, I wonder how long it'll actually survive, how long it'll live for before it dies on me. Like, it's been so bad. I didn't mean to rant that long also about my laptop. I was going to talk a little bit about Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy passed away this past Friday. And I'm devastated because I just got done playing Arkham Knight over on my gaming channel, and I didn't watch the Batman animated series growing up, but I did watch the Justice League like animated series that was like animated by the same people. It's like the same style of like Batman's like basic. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's like the same universe. Like, I grew up watching that Justice League cartoon. So, like, when I heard that Kevin Conroy, like, abruptly passed away, and from cancer, no less, I was like, I was devastated. And then Twitter was no help. Twitter was no help. But I'm going to wrap this part up here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I apologize for my ranting. I have just been so frustrated about this stupid computer. Again, it was supposed to be, like, helpful. It was supposed to be better than the Chromebook. So far, it's just proven to be more of a nuisance. But, yeah, thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. I have my gaming channel and my Twitter both linked down in the description below if you'd like to check either of them out. I really appreciate it. But I think that is everything. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.